I think I'd use it as more of a practical application. I'd be going there and be like trying to get advice on how to fix my fridge.
Welcome to the very first episode of our new and exciting podcast, Left Footers, the unlikely five-a-side football team with me, Aaron J.
And me, Jason Stampe, who will keep referring to him as Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only been like
15 years we've known each other.
I refuse to acknowledge the second day.
Yeah. That's all right. I mean, I don't know. What could I call you other than Jason? I mean, Justin, maybe.
That hurts. That's hurtful. Although maybe you're trying to help me aspire to greater things. But yeah, this is Left Footers, the unlikely five-a-side podcast.
Where,
Yeah. Looking forward to it. So the basic premise is that we pick a five-a-side team each to go up against each other. And we pick Premier League legends, but not the legends you would think.
Yeah.
So we would pick probably from lesser known people from a bygone era of Premier League football, where there were still muddy pitches and the shorts were higher, and they had to tuck them in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what I've got.
You really lost your train of thought when you started talking about the shorts.
Yeah, I know it says more about me than it does the podcast, but yeah, either way, I'm in. Let's do this.
I mean, yeah, so this week we're looking at the Premier League. So we've both picked a five-a-side team. I've typed mine out and Jason has written it down
45 minutes ago.
45 minutes ago?
I did consult with a couple of friends, though, about what the best way forward was to try and combat your team. So I've gone full pep and I've worked out the best way to navigate your team by picking the strongest five available, I would argue, in Premier League history.
The annoying thing about that is the fact that you've consulted your friends means that 50% of the people that are watching know your team already.
Oh, they won't watch. They won't watch this.
Okay.
They won't watch this. Yeah, they're just like away somewhere being a consultant.
Oh, I do wonder what the demographic will be, whether it will be just our mates, people that support particular football clubs, or just people that come to Big Deal Comedy.
I feel like once people get a whiff of the kind of players we're picking, we're going to have fans coming out of the woodwork to be like, that was an absolute legend. Like, yeah. I'm glad someone's finally given them their props, given them their flowers, giving them the credit they deserve, rather than, like we mentioned, it's always who's best, Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard, or Shearer, or Thierry Henry. Like, they won't get a mention on this.
Oh, no.
They will not get a mention on this. We are going for the unlikely heroes of the Premier League.
100%.
Unlikely heroes.
Should we start with the goalkeepers? Do you want to go first?
I will go first, right? See, I'll be honest.
I love that you've turned it over as well, as if like I'm going to change my mind when I see it.
Yeah, no. These are handed in to the ref. Like these are the teams you're coming out with. Although I'm in two minds about my goalkeeper.
Okay.
I'm going to go with it. I think, given it's a five-a-side game, a friend of mine put it to me. Have you ever thought about a goalie who's not a goalie? Someone who's had to go in goal in a game who can cover.
I think I know who you're going to say.
I've gone with Big Phil Jagielka.
Yeah.
So, but then it did dawn on me. I've gone with a non-ball playing goalkeeper / defender who can't save shots.
Yeah.
So
small goal though.
What?
Small goal.
It is a small goal. I think if he lays down, he had a hooter on him as well, didn't he? I reckon if he just lays down, we'll be okay. And then he's still playing now at 58 or whatever. So it's getting 2-week contracts at Derby or wherever he is now.
Wasn't it a case of Neil Warnock didn't pick a sub-goalkeeper?
Yeah, he was the sub-goalie.
Because
if he was on the bench, he was the sub-goalie.
He just put Jagielka in.
He always thought he was away. So was it 5 subs back in the day? So they would just have, big Jags.
That's a strong start.
So he's my keeper, yeah.
That's good. I mean, he looks like a nice guy as well.
Good on a corner on a five-a-side. I've not thought this through, but I felt like I was being clever.
No balls above head height, surely.
Yeah. They're going to have to be above head height because he's about 7 foot tall. So,
okay.
From what I know about your keeper, he's about 5'4".
Okay. Well, the weird thing is, I've gone for the same team. I've gone for FIFA Street legend Paddy Kenny.
Paddy Kenny.
Do you ever play FIFA Street?
No.
So basically on FIFA Street in the career mode, you started with sort of the lesser known international players.
And then aspired to get Paddy Kenny.
No, well, at that point, he was playing for Ireland. So he was your default goalkeeper that you started with.
Good old Pad.
But because you won the game through having really good outfield players. So most people never updated the goalkeeper until
Neil Warnock designed this game just as another way of giving him a payday.
Honestly, Paddy Kenny was the first goalkeeper, and then your upgrade was Thomas Sorensen. So I always was like, I'll just stick with Paddy Kenny then.
Much of a muchness.
Exactly.
That's just one's probably better on a night out.
Yeah.
And it's not Sorensen.
I did a little bit of digging about my players as well.
We'll just say this. We was like, pick a team, pop down, we'll do the thing. And I can see you've got notes.
Yeah.
You think you are Guy Mowbray. Like pre-match notes. Come on then, Stato. Let's get involved.
Well, he's currently arguing with Eni Aluko about punditry.
Paddy Kenny.
Yeah. She dug him out for something he said on a podcast.
Right.
And he dug her out for something she said on the telly.
Right.
And I don't know why he would want to argue with Eni Aluko at the moment, given everything that's going on.
Yeah, I think if you're an ex-footballer who's currently driving private hire cars, which I heard he was doing on a podcast, is what he does now. He's a driver.
Is he?
Yeah, he's quite a chauffeur, but that kind of thing, maybe a level below. And then you're arguing with somebody who is working in football punditry and quite influential at this current time, given the changing dynamic of this, of the landscape of it. And then you're already you're now driving, having had a football career. I don't think this is your way back into punditry.
What I love about this is I've brought up that topic and put it to a bloke that looks like you.
This is what happened.
And I've just watched you sweat going, I think he's really good.
Do you know what, this is exactly what happened when I got in Paddy Kenny's car. And he was like, what, you're a comedian? Should hear some of these, mate. 2 birds in a vicar going to a pub.
Can we have the radio on, please?
So you reckon Paddy Kenny's doing big jags?
I think he is. I mean, I've got more stats about him. He played for Warnock on 5 separate occasions at different clubs. I mean, that is...
He played more than 5 games, mate. You fucked that up.
5 different clubs. I'm just not very good with words. And there is a rumour that he got dropped by Leeds United. It's a rumour that's been refuted, but it's a rumour nonetheless. But he got dropped at Leeds United because his birthday fell on the 17th day of the month, and the chairman or chief executive or whatever was superstitious and believed that 17 was an unlucky number.
Do you know what? That is weird, because over the X amount of games he played for, the X amount of clubs he played for, there was a lot of superstition that playing him would have a bad effect on your result. I just think this guy was ahead of his time and packaged it in a way. That is the most creative way I've ever heard of someone being dropped.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be using it on Hinge. Oh, sorry,
it's not your birth, mate. I'd love to. Oh, it's awkward. You would have been in as well.
Oh no!
I don't know what we're gonna do now. We're gonna have to get Jags off the bench. I told you, that's me. I win. His own chairman's dropping him, and Jags is the backup keeper.
This is all right. Fair enough. I mean, I'll go for it. I think Paddy Kenny.
You think Paddy Kenny's a better goalkeeper than defender Phil Jagielka?
Yeah, I do. I think the professional goalkeeper, Paddy Kenny. Do you want to go for a defender? Have you got a defender? Have you got 2 defenders? How are you setting up?
I've gone 1-2-1.
I've gone 1-2-1 as well.
Yeah, I think that's. But I've tried to be a bit tactical with it. So my defender, I don't think there's anyone messing with this guy. Michael Dewberry.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a very good one.
Just sit back and enjoy it. Just see your face. The colour drained out your face there. You're already aging. You just said you started off looking young. That's just put 2 years on you.
Yeah, I mean, would have been awkward if I'd have gone for Jonathan Woodgate or Lee Bowyer in my side.
Yeah, because they can't be within 50 feet of each other.
But I haven't. So, it'll be a nice, clean game. Why have you gone for Dewberry?
Do you know what? I loved him. He was a player, like, obviously, young boy growing up at Cambridge, big Man United fan, right? And when he played for Chelsea, he's just quick, strong. I don't think he was the most technically gifted of players, but you don't worry about that when you're watching football, especially like mid-90s. It was a lot more high ball. Everyone liked it. It wasn't this, high press, this, that, the other. Obviously, it overload areas and this, all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't anywhere near as tactical as now. I don't care what anyone says. They could still have 12 pints and a curry like as a pre-match.
Oh, yeah.
Let alone the night before. I just liked him. But I think he was so quick. He was rapid, is my memory of it. So I feel like a lot of bad defenders got away with a lot of stuff because they were very quick.
Yeah. I agree.
And he was just a unit.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, he did look like he could absolutely lay you out, but I don't know if he would.
Gentle. You're saying he's a gentle giant?
Yeah, I think if he was a bit more savage, he wouldn't have ended up like no disrespect, but then he ended up like Oxford and places like that.
He did, yeah.
He sort of slid down. I think you can kind of tell.
That's just the Cambridge in you trying to get a dig in at Oxford.
Yeah, put the Moors down. It's that thing where I just think doesn't necessarily mean you're an elite player to go out at the top, but I do think there's obviously a decline in what you can do as a player when you drop down the leagues. Yeah. And or maybe a gambling problem, who knows. But
there's going to be a few of them as we go through the episodes.
Not to laugh at that, but...
it's a serious issue.
But yeah, it always makes me wonder when you see a player that you thought was at a certain level, that then they drop and those names that pop up every now and then, you go, are they playing... I can't believe they're in League One.
Yeah.
And it's not, and they're probably 35, 36 is close to home and it's a bit of money and they don't want it and not ready to finish yet. Could be that simple, right?
Could be.
Or
but you've just thrown a gambling debt out there. So.
Yeah, I reckon he owes money. He's a snitch. I'm benching him. He's off. No, I like Michael Dewberry. Absolute unit. I'm keeping him.
I'd love nothing more than for him to watch that and go, who are you calling a snitch?
I just told you already, he's soft. Come down here whenever you want.
I've gone same
Although
formation.
we do know the minute anything happens, he's going to run and tell someone. So.
Yeah, exactly. You need witnesses. I've gone for one centre-back as well. I've gone for one defender. I don't know why I've said centre-back. I've gone for Mr. Joseph Yobo.
Ooh, legend of...
Everton.
Yeah, I knew it was Everton. Did he play anybody else?
He did.
I couldn't think who it was. I want to say Middlesbrough, because a lot of players ended up there.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I mean, the only bit of digging I've done about Joseph Yobo
was how to spell his surname.
Yobo. I'm not that thick. He once visited a faith healer because he had an injured hamstring.
What's wrong with
that? I'd go to a physio personally.
Yeah, that's why you never made it as an elite sportsman.
Maybe. I just wonder what...
Did you hear about this Glenn Hoddle with the faith healer thing where they made everybody go?
Eileen Jury.
Yeah.
I just wonder whether he does that with everything he does. Like, instead of going to a GP,
Joseph.
like, he'll go in, he would just be like, I'm worrying about my faith a little bit. I'm a bit concerned with the poor. And dear God, please can you help with the poor and help feed the hungry? And also, do you think this is athlete's foot?
I think I'd use it as more of a practical application. I'd be going there and be like, trying to get advice on how to fix my fridge. Do you know what I mean? Your body will heal itself pretty much. And the NHS is free. Like, whereas you ever try getting someone out to fix your fridge, you got to wait ages or you got to pay a lot of money. And I have time, but I don't have money.
What's your problem, my child? I just keep hearing a rattling in the back of my car. And I don't...
Do you know what? I had these sausages the other day and they defrosted way quicker than they should have. I'm not sure my cooling drawer's working. And the water dispenser, how do you get lime scale out of it? Like, send me a message, please. Give me a sign.
And I think I saw the devil in a piece of toast. Yeah, Joseph Yobo.
Joseph, he's a good player, but what were his attributes?
He had a nice hamstring.
Did have a nice that, but that was. I feel like that now should be up there with him being on steroids or some sort of illegal performance-enhancing drug. He's basically, if my understanding is correct, got God to fix him.
Yeah, it's worse than any steroid. He's got God on his side.
He's got God on his side, and he still ended up at Everton. Like, where is your God now?
La.
Yeah.
Right, midfield 2.
Right, I'm going to give you, I've gone Silk and Steel.
Okay. I've never heard of either of them.
They'll be their nicknames in the changing room. You watch
Elliot Steele.
Silk and Steel. Unbelievable. He can come on if he wants. Right. Bit of an outside shout, but he can double up at the back and push forward with an absolute hammer of a left foot. I've gone Steve Staunton.
Steve Staunton. See, this is where our slight difference in age comes in, because I don't really remember Steve Staunton.
Do you know what? I don't really remember Steve Staunton, other than he could absolutely pile drive one in with his left foot. I think he was a bit of a wing back, left back, pile up and down, absolute mullet of a hairdo.
Nice.
And my favourite thing, I'll be honest, if I'm completely honest, I've picked him because I heard a story about him being manager of Darlington.
Right.
And he was trying to force players out, and he's being a bit of a Billy Big Time. I'm the man round here. He's already failed as a Republic of Ireland manager at this point.
Right.
Question marks over his tactical nous. So what he does, Darlington, obviously, I don't know if they were non-league at the time. I feel like they were, right? Trying to make a bit of a push for it. The owners come in, put a bit of money by it, get a name in. Big Steve Staunton, right? Wasted on you, obviously. Gets Big Steve Staunton in.
It's like when you've got a budget for a comedy night, and like they've asked for a TV headliner, but they've not got TV headliner money. So you're like, who am I getting for 300 quid?
He did a Skynet advert 3 years ago. No, right. So Steve Staunton, he's in there. He's trying to put his mark on it. This club's moving forward. He's got big things on the horizon. Big Steve Staunton's in the building, right? Work for Big Ron. Right? I'm telling you. First Premier League season, so you're probably right because you're a baby. First Premier League season.
I wasn't born.
Villa, Norwich, Man United, tussling for the top. Villa pushing Man United all the way. Thought Villa were going to run away with it at one point. Didn't happen. Steve Staunton driving force behind the whole thing, right? Anyways, he's at Darlington. He's gone full pep on him.
Right.
Full pep.
Shaved his head.
They didn't need to, right? It'll fall out after the stress. Right? So he's gone full pep. He's given them their information packs. Go for it. This is the bundle on your opposition. We've scouted them extensively. All right. This point, they're all reading through it. The players, they're thinking, "Well, we're going to be blown away here." And at that point, Steve Staunton's put in his pack. Whoever we're playing on Saturday, can't remember the team. It's not important. They're renowned for playing 4-4-3. Now, if you tell me if there's a quicker way to lose the dressing room, then your maths being off point. Yeah. And then they all pulled him up on it, and he wouldn't have it that he was wrong.
Oh,
so
God.
I've been the one scouting him, not you. Then when he's clicked, he's obviously at that point gone, put it in to make sure you're paying attention. He's pulled one of them.
Yeah, he's done a... see, good.
Yeah, but...
knew you'd spot it.
Terrible,
well
terrible manager, hammer of a left foot. He's going to be doubling up his defence and marauding down the left flank, all 20 feet of it. Old Joseph is going to be in bits. He's going to be up the Fayfield getting both hamstrings and his calves checked out by tomorrow morning, mate. He ain't going to be able to cope with this. He don't want this smoke. It's coming his way.
Who's
going to check him in your midfield? Who you got?
I have got the very influential, sometimes given the wrong name, which I know a pain all too well, Steed Malbronk.
Steed, cracking on Scrabble if you can use names, but other than that.
Yeah, he's my noble Steed of the midfield.
Did he go to Spurs? He was at Spurs.
He was at Spurs. He was at Spurs. However, he played most of his Premier League games for Fulham.
Yeah.
He was at Sunderland as well.
He came up with the Jean Tagana side, wasn't it? When it was
him,
him, Louis Sahar. Was Barry Hale still there? People like that.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, you've gone way too hard for this. You can't bring it for me, mate. You're a child. Come here with your Steed Malbronks. How did you find that on Google? You were on a pub quiz machine, weren't you? And he popped up as the answer.
Lee Sharp. Oh, Roy Keane.
Steve Malbronk is one of them ones where I can only remember some vague stats from him from Football Manager. I don't particularly remember if he was a good player or not. I remember him. I think it was still, there's certain players like that were still early enough in the Premier League's conception where it was still exciting to have a foreign player. Yeah. And there was an assumption that they were going to be good. Yeah. Especially when they were like French.
Do you know where he's from?
France.
Played for France.
Oh, fucking Mozambique. I don't know.
Belgium.
Same difference.
I'm not cutting that out either.
We're
going raw.
I don't even know we got 2 flags, just fucking cheating each other. Train runs straight through. No fucking difference.
Fantastic.
To me, there's more of a difference between London and Birmingham.
Maybe.
There is.
Any Belgian people watching?
That's the most.
We are available. We are available to bring a comedy night to Belgium.
Big fan.
I'm going to Belgium in April.
Good luck with that.
So I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it goes.
See about the hate campaign we can get on their side.
I'm going to get a picture of Steed Malbronk on my shirt.
Do you think he just wanders the street of Belgium now? He had turned his back on his country. He's in France somewhere. See, in an embassy, seeking safe haven.
like Assange.
I can't. Don't ever send me back. The chocolate's not as nice as everyone says it is.
Don't even do cheap cigarettes anymore.
Yeah, I'm sick of waffles. Right? How many more Belgian people can we offend in this bit? Why did you pick Steve Malbronk? You like the name?
I just thought he popped into my head, and the aim was the first people that popped into your head got a game, and I've rang true to that.
Cool.
The only problem is I got the names first and then did the research after. And Steed Malbronk was such a non-entity. The only fact I've got about him is that he played most of his Premier League games for Fulham.
I think that probably sums it up. He just turned up, was there, and then he wasn't.
And that's,
the epitaph of
two
his
sides
career.
of the same coin, me and Steed. Okay, who have you got pairing with Mr. Steve Staunton?
Right, see, now your age is worrying me because I don't think you're going to appreciate how good this player was. Okay. I've gone with Georgi Kinkladze.
Latvian.
Georgian. I don't know, his name's Georgie, I've just went with it. I think you might be right. Either way, Man City, back in the day when Man City got relegated and stuff.
The
glory days.
Real Man City.
The ones where the real fans go, I'd have gone back to that. It was fine. I was always going there, blah, blah, blah. Fucking great, right? He was the Lionel Messi of Manchester, but with limited ability.
And limited resources to get players.
Limited ability. So basically he was short. He ran around with the ball a lot with less end product.
That's what you need.
Less success.
You need someone that's going to get around the pitch.
Yeah, he was glorious. I don't think he might have even ended up at Derby. Like we're talking levels, mate. Levels. Man City gone relegated, right?
Yes, and then he went, I'm going to live in Derby.
Derby's nice. Gone for a nice little walk and that.
Peaks are nice.
Go for a nice walk. I bet they've got a couple of cracking pubs, open fires, that kind of place. You can leave your dog in there. Not in the fire, obviously. And then nice little walk.
It was the 90s, it's a different time.
Just uphill somewhere and then you're home. But on 50 grand a week because he was an absolute superstar.
All right, fair enough.
I didn't give your age a consideration at all because you talk and dress like an old man. I thought I could get away with more.
Don't talk like an old. I don't dress like an old
dress
man.
Like me. You just got a jumper on.
Yeah, you dress young.
Yeah, dress cheap.
You dress like you're going out in revs later.
I'm at that age now where if I put a baseball cap on, my wife thinks I'm having a midlife crisis. It's only
like George Michael if you put a baseball cap on.
It's because I'm hanging around in toilets. It's like he's just trying to put a gig on. All right, well,
that was a park.
It was an anti climax with not in the toilets with Georgi Kinkladze, but.
You just want to say Georgi Kinkladze.
I fucking love it. I guarantee people can come in and tell me I've been pronouncing it wrong and that's not where he's from and he wasn't half the player I'm pretending he was. But get involved. This man-child needs educating about what an absolute bowler. This is a I keep hearing that phrase. Streets will never forget. We totally forgot. But I need people to tell Aaron how good this player was. All right.
Okay, tell me.
Now you come with your fucking.
I've gone for Jermaine Pennant on the other side. Bit of pace, bit of flair, bit of character.
Bit of character.
And that's what I want from my side. I want someone in there that is going to go to the pub after the game. He is going to turn up hungover. He is going to be good on a night out. If you went on a night out with Jermaine Pennant, you know, he's going to be... People are going to flock to him. They can't all be with Jermaine Pennant, can they? That's where we step in.
Yeah, but they're going to flock to him because he's selling aftershave in the toilets. He ain't got to pot the piss in now. He blew it all having his ears pinned back. That's a true story. Look it up.
Well, it's not part of the
Put
research
a before
I've
and
got.
after of him having his ears done. He went full Mickey Mouse, then slapped them back.
So
you can put a neck tattoo on there all you want, mate. You're not fooling anybody. We remember the ears.
So famously wore an electronic tag to play when he was at Birmingham. Did you know that?
They just hand that out when you arrive in Birmingham.
Did you know that?
I remember something about a tag.
For drink driving.
Was it him?
Yeah.
I thought it was it Marlon King? He had something like that, stealing a car or something. But yeah.
He also, I don't know.
Well, yeah, proud moment. He was like £1 million teenager, wasn't he? 1.6 million or something. Arsenal bought him from Notts County. And then I heard stories about on podcasts where there've been players that were in his youth team, and it'd be like he was so ridiculous as a player, even at youth team where they were real hard taskmasters and all the like Liam Brady was in charge of that kind of stuff. What would happen was he would just rock up at like half hour late to a team meeting holding a McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, grab a seat.
The rumour was he was hungover when he made his first team debut at Arsenal as well. Like he'd been out the night before.
Hat-trick, wasn't it?
Yeah. He didn't think he was going to play. And
I don't think it was a rumour. I think he said it.
Yeah.
I think I've heard him say it. So, yeah. All I would say is he should have drunk more because it fell off a cliff after that, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I've got a few facts that he went to Real Zaragoza.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, we all do.
Not just offended
Aaron.
people.
We all do. After this Belgium debacle.
He went there and the club, Spain, lovely place, lovely
Beautiful.
climate. Went from there to Stoke.
Did you hear about the car?
Yes, I've got it written down. So his car gathered 5 months' worth of parking tickets because he forgot he owned it.
It was like a Porsche as well.
Yeah.
So you can Google all you
That's
want,
what I want. That's what I want. I want someone. It maybe is not paying his fines.
Why would you pay your fines? I don't even want the Porsche. The joke's on you.
Yeah, maybe he's not paying his subs, but I guarantee Steve Malbronk will cover it. So
I'm not wasting £2,500 on fines. You can keep the 90 grand car. I'm not stupid.
I've got to go to Stoke.
Yeah, I'm on my way to Stoke. Oh.
Mind that well.
Jags was there as well, mate. I'm telling you, covering all bases.
They'll have a little chat after the game. Nice.
I reckon you're right about Steve Malbronk. I reckon he'd just be going around like tidying up the changing room after Jermaine.
I think Steve Malbronk is the admin of the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. And if anything even remotely blue gets put into it, he reminds them that, his kids might see it.
He's flagging memes, isn't he?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, come on. I know you enjoyed your trip to Benidorm, but please don't send that video in.
We all like
chat.
banter, but
yeah,
those girls have got parents.
And think of the cup. It's not.
You're not even thinking straight, Jermaine. What if she'd have grabbed your ears and it popped straight back out? That's a waste of money.
Beautiful. Right.
Yeah.
Lone striker.
Yeah.
Who have you gone for?
I see you eyeing up my page. You already know.
I can't read your writing.
I've gone with Big Grant Holt.
Famously a professional wrestler.
Yeah, that's all I know about him.
Really? Is that what you gone for?
That's what my mate said. I do remember him being one of them players, like a bit of a Ricky Lambert. Yeah. In that you felt like, that kind of person where it's like he's a bit of a unit, had mild success in the Premier. These players come along, didn't they? We had Ricky Lambert was a perfect example. Obviously, been successful level after level after level. Then you have him. Who were the other ones I was thinking of? No. But yeah, you get these strikers that will come up like Bamford had half a good season in the Premier League. Then everyone's like, great. Been injured for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Pings won him against Peterborough and everybody remembers his life, right? That's how that works. Big Grant Holt, yeah. I like the idea. I don't even know where he ended up his career. I know he's at Norwich predominantly.
Yeah,
That's
he started at Shrewsbury. Or not started, he went to Norwich from Shrewsbury, I'm pretty sure. Because Colchester wanted to sign him when Paul Lambert was our manager.
Yeah.
Lambert went to Norwich very early in the season and immediately signed Grant Holt.
Didn't Colchester give Norwich an absolute dicking?
Yeah, 7-1.
With him as
and
your
then
manager,
within a
and then he
week,
went.
Lambert went. Yeah.
Because Brian Gunn was the manager, wasn't he? Right.
Yeah.
God, we're boring, aren't we? We know too much.
It's good though, isn't it? And the best thing about that, I was at that game. It was at Carrow Road. 2 blokes went onto the pitch with their season tickets and threw them at Brian Gunn.
On the phone.
And
did he save them?
Top
bins?
Their punishment was a fine, but they got their season tickets back.
The biggest punishment
as if
of all.
that was the worst thing that could happen. No. You deserve to watch this.
Pinned down in a chair. No Bovril for
like
you.
A Clockwork
Pay
Orange.
attention.
Matchsticks like that.
No Bovril for you, my friend. Just watch.
I'm just watching.
With a load of others as well.
Right,
Yeah.
Grant Holt.
Yeah, I just think I need a presence. I've got, like I say, someone bombing down the left who can just pump one in, tap in for Grant. Big Holty. And then Georgia, honestly, jinking around or in a circle, probably a back pass to Doobs. He's going to bang it up the field. While Jegs is... Jegs. When you know him as well as I do,
It's
mate.
the Pro Evo version.
Yeah,
It's
we
the
can't
Lidl
afford,
version.
we couldn't get him licensed. Big Jags at the back. All right, mate. I think we're going to have you on toast, mate, honestly. I don't even know who your striker is yet, but I do actually. I've seen it on there because you're so prepared. But I'm a bit worried about your forward, actually. I feel like you might play the blinder on this one.
I've gone for
your team and
I've gone for the ultimate one-season wonder, Michu. Swansea legend. Had an unbelievable season for Swansea.
He came over from nowhere, like Spanish team, nowhere, no money, and was that under Laudrup as manager? It was, wasn't it? It was when they won the League Cup, wasn't it?
It was either him or it might have been Martinez.
I reckon. Nah, it's way too
Gary
early.
Monk.
Martinez didn't have him in the Premier League, did he?
Did he not?
Rogers got him up.
All right. Well done. You win.
I reckon it was, unplayable that season.
He was unplayable.
Just what that'll do.
Yeah. He's since gone back to Spain and helped buy his boyhood club because they were on the brink of going under.
Yeah.
And he, along with some other footballers, invested money to keep them afloat. And he famously said that he has the ankles of a 90-year-old woman.
Yeah. And the baggy vagina as well.
which is why Rooney begged Fergie to sign him at United. Thought you'd go for that one, I'll be honest.
I thought I'd let you have it, mate. Michu, footballer, 90-year-old lady, ankles, philanthropist. I like it. It's like
just a chilled out entertainer.
Chilled out entertainer, basically, yeah. Footballer first.
Philanthropist second.
Yeah.
Old woman third.
Sounds like a good weekend. Unplayable for some. He was in his late 20s as well, wasn't he, or something? He wasn't young, was he?
It wasn't like the twilight of his career.
Yeah, it wasn't a wonder kid. It was an older guy who came over. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. I do think there's a lot to be said for someone going, I have no idea who you are, and then him. Whatever his strengths are to his game, which, let's be honest, we're not going to remember.
Goals.
Just brought goals. Lethal.
Oh, it's superb.
You imagine just, I imagine if you're like, Rio Ferdinand, John whoever's playing, and you've got, I don't know, old Ronaldo, R9. You know what, he's just going to be coming at you and all, like, quick, he can do this, he can do that, he's going to come all over your face.
Oh, God.
I can see the look that was for you.
I wasn't giving you a look.
So he's, but
kids are going to see this.
So, or you're playing against someone where you're like, Thierry Henry's going to run you, Alan Shearer's going to fight you. You're going to know, someone comes over, you've got very little idea what they do. They do have an advantage to start with. I do judge Premier League defenders and managers when it's a whole one season wonder.
Yeah.
Like I nearly went with Michael Ricketts as my striker.
Don't say that because you could have him for another
Don't want
one.
him, all right? Changed my mind, all right? Because I went into it and I thought, I can't justify him after 7 games of his career. Because that's all he did. He scored like 7 in 7 or something, got an England call up, and then no one saw him again. He never scored. I don't think he ever scored another goal. He was just like, nah. In my head, I just had 7 as a total, and that would do me. And it's like, then he ended up at Middlesbrough, probably with Yobo.
So right, so that is our 5-a-side teams.
So read your team out.
A 5-a-side team. So I've gone for Paddy Kenny, Joseph Yobo, Steed, Malbronk, Jermaine Pennant and Michu. And you have gone for?
Phil Jagielka, Michael Dewberry, Georgie Kinkladze, Steve Staunton and Grant Holt.
Okay, so head over to Left Footers on Instagram and Facebook and comment whose team you think is the best. If you liked listening to us, please feel free to subscribe. Give a little review on any of the podcasting apps that you use and tune in to the next one. Don't know what league we're going to go for yet, but it'll be a surprise to us both. So,
just quickly.
Yeah.
I think the most important question of all this, we sort of touched on it briefly. Out of the 2 teams combined, no prejudice, no nothing. Who's going to be the best on night out?
Paddy Kenny.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, actually. Liability?
Yeah.
No, that's a good thing. I mean, bad liability. Like, not going to drink once get off. I'm going to go Georgie Kinkladze, actually.
See, I'd go Malbronk.
He is as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've been reading a book.
He's in charge of the kitty.
He's going to be like that, isn't he? Don't you think you've had enough? Mate, get the fuck out of this.
No.
This is exactly why they threw you out of Belgium, Steed.
But if you get a cocktail, it throws all of the kitty out, because we've all only been having pints. So
yeah, we're just trying to keep it fit. I'm only drinking Diet Coke myself. Actually.
Yeah.
Actually, he's a sparkling water guy, isn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
With dash of lime. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And
if you want to come
listening.
out on the Left Footers night out, we're gonna get in contact with Paddy Kenny, see if he's up for it. He'll have to drive the next day, so we'll have to see. We'll see if Steve can control the kitty, just so everybody gets a taste. Dooms is going to tell everyone exactly what happened after the night out. It's been fun. Let us know you think exactly how much better you think my team is than Aaron's, and educate this boy on Georgie Kinkladze.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.